person I meet in every single street nigga I see. I keep it 100. I treat the women like they supposed to. They love to spend time around me. I keep it 100. The haters explain why I love to live life just being me. I keep it 100.
Happy Monday, we back, baby, happy Monday.
Is the only thing I see. 100 boy and I'm never late. Heavyweight in the game.
We back, baby, happy Monday, hope y'all ready.
I used to grind for sneaks, now my hunger's real estate. I'm eating, but it's time to change the size of my dinner plate. Spin the CD, use the trash for a paperweight. I shove bars, no longer interested in pushing weight. 92 plus say
y'all know what time it is, y'all know what time it is.
Disloyal with your mouth for my young boy, keep it. Not far ducked off where he could reach it. Flinch
bring it on down, bring it on down, bring it on down, bring it on, bring it on down, bring it on down. Well then, hello there. I'd like to welcome you all to a special edition of Candid Talk. I'm going to let y'all know right now, we are live, we are on the road. COVID protocol is in. We have took the show on the road. I've grabbed the producer. We've shacked up, we've gotten our vehicles, and we've hopped on out and went on the road. This show will be taped in a new location, so please disregard if you hear anything in the background. And if you lose any connection, please come on back, because we got some good stuff for y'all today. Y'all already know what y'all here for. Already know. Comment section, shout out. What's up? Little gunshot sound for y'all. How y'all feeling? Look, already know, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all up too long. First of all, shout out Spotify, shout out Spreaker, shout out iHeartRadio, shout out Carnell Darnell. Thank y'all for the support. Shout out comment section. I see y'all ready. Rodney Clark, what up, though? I ain't gonna hold back, man, because I ain't gonna let y'all get to the podcast later on and hit the fast forward button. I know what y'all come here for. I know what y'all want to hear. So we're gonna start this thing off. I like to give some content to the guest that we're bringing on today. I'm very excited for this guest today, y'all. This guest is not a stranger. This is a friend of mine, more than a friend. It's like family of mine. Her and her husband I've known for years, and they're some good people. And I thought it would be amazing to bring someone on from the other side, from the Trump side, that's a friend, so we can get some real intake, some real advice. So please, to my Candid Talk audience, y'all please give a round of applause for my good friend, Kirsten Fatigue. Wrong one. Thank you. All right.
Hey.
Hey there, Kirsten. How are you feeling today on this great Monday?
Whew, I'm feeling good. I've been working hard, so it's nice to get off early to do something fun that I enjoy doing.
Okay, that's
and
good.
That's talking politics.
Yes. You like to introduce your doggies in the back? You got Duchess back there.
We have Duchess. She's crazy. She's going to bark at any sound of anything. We have Chloe. She's the baby.
Beautiful.
And she's going to whine a little bit here and there till I pick her up.
Yes. But that's all right, though, y'all, because we get this thing jumping, man. I know y'all happy for it. I know y'all here, man. I'm going to let y'all know right now, we're going to keep it candid on here, man. Shout out to Darnell in the comment section. And if at any moment in time I have to go off by myself and let her tend to any of the baby and anything like that, y'all please bear with me. We making this happen, y'all. We promised it for you, and we giving it to you. I'm telling y'all, I don't lie to my people. I try to come through for y'all. So let's go ahead and start our first topic of the day, which is obviously politics. All right, so as you all know, we've had a crazy last 2 weeks. We've had one of the most insane elections we've ever seen. Everybody has been on edge. And now, after a week and a half, we've all had time to kind of digest everything. Kind of bring it on down. As you all know, I was doing my victory Biden lap over Trump. I was saying it all, doing it all, playing all the crazy songs and the memes. I was acting a fool out there. Sore winner. I'm sorry. I was. But now, I said, you know what? I need to sit back and use my good mind, my good sense, and just bring someone on from the other side. To the Trump people who listen to my show, I have heard you. You will not go ignored. I brought someone on. We're going to talk candid, y'all. And first off, we're going to start off. Very simple question. So, Kirsten, do you think that America made a mistake by choosing? Why do you think America made a mistake by choosing Biden over Trump? But before I get to that, I'm going to ask you, do you even believe America really chose that? Are you of the mindset, like a lot of supporters, that there has been some fraudulent things going on to where you think this election might have been taken from Trump? Do you believe that? I'll ask that first.
So, in a personal opinion, I would have to say yes. But, we try to talk facts here, and I'm all about the facts. And ultimately it boils down to, I do think that Trump won in a landslide. I do think that there was some voter fraud. In fact, Biden's campaign, I guess it's his campaign director, arrested for electoral fraud November 15th, which I'm pretty sure that was yesterday. So,
okay. So we have
that's why I think there was fraud.
Okay, so Candid Talk audience, we have a case that's possibly going on where a campaign director has been fired, apparently, from Joe Biden's team for possible voter fraud. Now, is there a specific state that they may be pointing at, or we thinking that maybe this might be a broad thing that they're trying to look at right now?
I'm thinking it's a broad thing.
Okay.
It says, 2 FBI agents have gone in and actually made an arrest. Okay. There is an affidavit online, and police officer Mark A. Aguirre was the one who made the arrest.
Okay,
so.
okay. And then my Candid Talk audience, I know you guys are researching and Googling and all that, so you guys can take time to do whatever you need to fact check. Now, I will say, if that's the case, that is something to definitely keep our eyes on. Do you think it's enough voter fraud with the landslide to overturn anything? Because that's a lot of people are wondering. I
think it is. This was just one arrest, and it was for 40,000 votes.
Okay.
And so, in my opinion, I think that I think it is enough to overturn it. I know that we've already won back a few states. If you look on the Associated Press website, you will see that Biden is in the lead for Michigan. If you go to the actual Michigan voter website, you see that Trump is in the lead. So at this point, it's like,
I'll ask you this. How worried are you, if that is the case, are you worried about a very bad backlash if they overturn this election and give it back to Trump? Are you worried about a war on the streets, basically?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I only say that because, there was some stuff that happened this weekend. I know that there was, 2 groups that were just kind of going at it this weekend in Washington, D.C. There was some stuff in the streets. But other than that, I haven't seen much of anything. So who knows?
Okay. So now, do you believe if it gets to a Supreme Court ruling, do you think that you can, I guess, trust what they say on it? Y'all just wanted to get to the courts, I'm guessing.
Right.
Okay.
Right. We just want to see what the actual thing is.
Okay.
If Biden won, congratulations to him.
Okay.
And actually, I'm going to say, in my opinion, it's not even his election. Congratulations to Kamala, because
Kamala,
I'm one of those people who believes that when Biden, he's not even going to get to office. He's going to step down for, I think, dementia and some mental health issues before. I think that's why they tried to choose somebody who's very strong and
very competent. Yeah.
So, Kamala, she's a very smart woman. I have to give it to her. She's very smart.
Well, that was definitely a concern with our good old buddy Bernie Sanders. We didn't know if he was going to make it because Bernie probably about 140. Shout out, Bernie. Okay, all right. Well, I'll tell you this. This is what we'll say. We'll leave that to the courts. We'll leave it to the people. I'm going to ask you, what do you think that people like myself, we're missing about Trump? What do you think we're not seeing about this guy? Why do you think, we give him a hard time? What do you think we're not noticing that we should?
I understand it.
Okay.
I completely understand it. In the very beginning, I was one of those people that was like, oh my God, I hate Hillary because of the Hillary body count and because of their involvement with a lot of sex trafficking and stuff in Haiti. The Clinton Foundation, the ties that they had to the illegal, what they were doing was they actually kidnapped kids.
Yes.
They were saying that these kids were up for adoption, and that was not the case. That's why I didn't like Hillary. I don't like the Clintons in general.
Okay, and she's speaking on Hillary, y'all. Speaking on Hillary and the controversy over Haiti. And I was of that mindset myself. I voted independent with dealing with Hillary and Trump last time. So that's a valid point there. Okay, you continue on.
So that was my deal with Hillary, and it was also I'm not a Republican either. I'm going to be straight up and tell you I'm not Republican.
Okay.
I'm Trump supporter.
Okay.
But I'm not Republican.
Okay, all right. I was going to ask you
Bush, I hate Bush.
Okay, wow. Okay.
I hate Bush.
Okay.
And I'll tell you that firsthand. I'm voting for Trump for other reasons, or I did vote for Trump. But back to the question. Initially, I was like, who the hell is this orange-faced, toupee-wearing... my dad's been in business in New York when it comes to buildings and erection of buildings. Trump is not an honest guy when it comes to some of his business. Some people look at that as a good thing for our country, because
Okay.
you want somebody who's going to be cutthroat. You
Okay.
want somebody who's going to do what it takes to get the success that they need. Ultimately, for our country, that's what I feel like we need, somebody who's going to do what it takes for our country to be successful. So, yeah, he might not have been a good businessman. Some of the stuff he said is locker room talk. I get it. Most guys say these things.
Okay.
You know, it's not recorded. Has he been disrespectful in the past? Yeah, in certain things. But at the same time, I feel like too much of his bad side has been brought to light in the media, and they don't.
Because it's been demonized more by the media. That's what you think.
Right, and that's the answer to my question. That's what I feel like people are missing. The good parts that he has done, the stuff that he's done on the streets for random people that he never met, who are going through a hard time. You know, stopping on the side of the road, helping somebody who was broke down. Giving them, you know, the car that he had, or taking them for a ride, or doing whatever, giving somebody $100 because they couldn't feed their family. So that's what I feel like people are missing is what the media doesn't want to show, the mainstream media.
And for our audience, we have a question here. Someone wants to know how old are you? Can you tell them
I'm 28 years old.
Kirsten is 28 years old. 28 years young. Okay. 28 years young. Okay. And all right. Well, I understand that point. I ask you this. Do you think that... do you understand the criticism from minorities? Like, we may see some of those good sides, but I think the bad side is kind of what make us like...
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely. I see the criticism, and I see it because being a Trump supporter, when you're on social media, you see all the Trump supporting people. There are people out there that are like, I was blind for years because I was believing everything that I read in the media. I was believing everything I read on CNN's headlines. I was believing everything, and they were like, I was completely blind. And I think I was blind myself in the very beginning. You know, like I said, I didn't know who the heck to vote for. I voted for him basically because of his business stance, and I'm like, hey, he can, you know, do something well with our economy.
Do you believe he needs some help with his race relations? Somebody need, put him to the side. Like, hey, Trump, you might not want to say this. In this moment, you might want to kind of lean this way when you say, not lean, but do you think he needs to be more sensitive to? I
think that yes, when he is public speaking, he needs to be more sensitive. I think that he rambles.
Okay.
I don't think. I think he does well with his speech because he was taught how to speak well around rich people, around very wealthy people.
Okay.
But I also don't think that the media shows when he does say certain things, because they'll cut off his interview and they'll only show the bad because that's what they want to highlight instead of the good. So I do think there are some things that he needs to say, but I think ultimately his work that he's done, the things that he's done, his executive orders that he's done, and I have like a list of some of his executive orders that actually benefit minorities. I think his work kind of proves me wrong when it comes to thinking these things about him.
Well, here's what I'll say. I think a lot of us, you might call it sinister, kind of believe that, he might put an order here or there. He might send a little money to some black organization here or there. But we kind of feel like he does that kind of as a shield for when he does say something racist. So when he say, hey, I did send money to this organization. I'm not that. Do you feel like there's any merit to that, or you think like, hey, man, he might ultimately just be a good guy who's looked at in a bad light?
I think ultimately he is a good guy who's looked in a bad light. But at the same time, I was just talking to my friend Taylor, and he's a big Trump supporter. He's a big conservative, but he thinks that this newest order that he did that was for the African American community, he thinks that was just to save face.
Okay, now that was the platinum plan they were talking about with Ice Cube, plan. Right?
Yeah,
right before the
to save face. Now, do I think that's right? No. Do I think that's fair for the real African American community? No, I don't think that is fair. But at the same time, no other politician has gone forth to do that, whether it was for fake reasons or for legit reasons. No one has had the balls to.
Yep, and I'll be
if
fair.
You look at the crime bill from the 90s that Biden did, that was terrible for the black community. That definitely was one of the worst things ever for the black community. He called them predators. He was like, these people are going to come in my house and they're going to do this and that. And I'm like, dude, they just have a different melanin than us.
That's a factual.
Just because you're white or black doesn't change anything.
Now, for
there
content,
are terrible white people out there.
For content purposes, this is factual information Joe Biden did back in the day. Say some real weird, odd stuff.